Don't adjust your sets. This is Flipside on Monday. We haven't done these in a while. My man Chris is down below, and Carter has a day off, so Carter's joining us on Monday. Look at you. Netflix on Raw is happening now. Lions game yesterday. I'm just streaming when things are happening. So,
I know. There's so much going on.
I know. I can't keep up with it all. It's crazy. I'm kind of side streaming this at the same time. I didn't know, so I won't spoil a lot for you, but I didn't know Danielle Fishel, like the girl Topanga from Boy Meets World, is a huge wrestling fan. She's at Netflix or she's on the Raw show right now. In the crowd. I just think it's interesting that I didn't know she was a big. I know she's a big hip hop fan. Like she seems like a niche girl, at the end of the day. But
yeah, I mean, she was at 50 Cent's show recently, so yeah, I mean, she's just been kind of all over the place. Yeah. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, a little Boy Meets World action. Shout out to all the Vikings fans. You guys are pieces of shit, and we rolled you. So no, I'm joking. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be a good playoffs. I'm excited for the NFC North in general, and I'm really happy. So,
they got a bye week. The Lions got a bye week, right?
And theoretically, the playoffs go through Detroit theoretically because they're at home.
Well, yeah, so, nice.
At certain points, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
We get bounced in the first round. Or in the second round. It's poo-poo. But anyways, so we do have some news stories. Some of them are from a couple of weeks ago since we haven't done stuff, but we'll go through it all, and here we go. I want to leave this for last. I'm going to move some of this stuff around. Okay. New photos. It was a new photo of December 30th of Captain America Brave New World popcorn buckets. So popcorn buckets are a big thing. Deadpool, was it Dune, right? Dune had one, all the Alien one, yada, yada, yada. There was a Moana one I saw. It was like a goddamn thing. It was,
Beetlejuice, Ghostbusters, you name it. Like if you could attach a popcorn bucket to it, there's been one. So
do you think, okay, so let's scroll forward 20 years. Do you think a collection of these goddamn things are going to be worth some money back in, like if somebody has like a whole collection, every popcorn, if this becomes a thing, I guess.
I mean, there's an audience for everything. Like the shit that I have seen collected, there's an audience for everything. I mean, as somebody who watches like pop culture YouTube and frequents, comic book shops that have a little bit of something like that, there's an audience for everything. Now, whether or not it will hold its value long term, that's a different story. But I mean, there's people still, flipping Beanie Babies.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, I forgot. Gladiator had the arena popcorn bucket too. I mean, they're sick. It's nice that they get creative. This one seems a little bland when it comes to like the,
I mean, it looks like legitimately like a remold of the Ant-Man helmet.
Yeah, right.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. Well, hey, Marvel gotta save that money. Disney gotta save that money.
You know what? At first, it looked like the Taskmaster.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true. I'm dual streaming. I'm kind of doing both. That's okay. I can watch it anytime. It's on Netflix, so hang on. No spoilers because Carter hasn't watched it yet. He's gonna watch it tomorrow. So that's just popcorn buckets. That's that one. We'll save this one for that one too. I'm gonna have to pull this up. So DC unveils epic Batman covers for Hush follow-up. So
yeah, I threw this out there because I was like, it matters because it's Hush, and there's an importance to that character, or specifically that storyline and what it did when it came about. I mean, it had been a while since we had something that really kind of mattered. And what was that, like 2004, 2005 when Hush Part 1 and Part 2 dropped? Mm-hmm. So I mean, it's cool to see like a Hush follow up with Loeb and Jim Lee coming back and Scott Williams doing their thing. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, though, like all the times they've attempted to kind of resurface Hush again. It just never really worked.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It feels like DC from in the comics perspective is kind of going back to the well on some stuff. Like, I mean, them rerunning. I mean, they tried to claim it was because of Tim Sale passing that they were doing the whole Long Halloween thing, but it just feels more like a cash grab. I don't know.
Yeah. So they are going to do some cool. Is this all? Okay. So there's a bunch of covers. I talked about this on Brian's show. There's like 85 covers for everything. There's a lot of covers. There's incentive covers, which is interesting. There's 1 in 608, which is pretty funny and great and good.
Oh, geez.
1 in 1,000. So gatefolds. I mean, I can't believe they didn't do a chromium. So
listen, they aren't missing out like they did back in 2002.
Correct.
And because the closest, okay, so we got the RRP variant or whatever that was, which is like unobtainable, and then you got that second print.
Yeah,
608. That's it. That's all the variants you're getting.
Well, I mean, that was also at a time when the market couldn't support it. I mean, like, we were coming off of, you know, most of the big boys being bankrupt when the shit dropped. So
let's just see if any RRPs are just ooh. Batman. So okay, this is interesting. So do you buy so this one's signed by Jim Lee,
so
Alex
sick
Sinclair,
of those.
Scott Will. What?
I'm sick of these signed RRPs. I'm sick of seeing them.
Okay, so you buy this, or do you buy a Amazing Spider-Man 668 or 667 Del Auto variant signed?
Oh,
you're playing 96.
667 all day.
Okay. Interesting. It's the same price, roughly.
Yeah, like sheer rarity factor.
Yeah. Cool. Mexico. There's other. I mean, look at that. Somebody wants A5 for round 2 rand. This is Euro variants. I just, there's a second print. Obviously, that's the first print. There's gonna be second prints are just rolling out there. Yeah, 940 for a 9.8. I guess I can do a sold because people want stupid stuff. I mean, look at my listings. Let's see. 9.6, $300, $455 for a 9.8. So interesting.
Yeah, there's gonna be variants for it. Oh my god, there's gonna be variants for every issue.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Yeah. So that's that. It's debuting March 26, 2025. There's a DC Showcase variant by Sean Gordon Murphy. That's a $25 foil. It'll be interesting. I mean, I understand these will be rare, right? Because 1 in 1,000 and 1 in 608. But I wonder of the, I will say, smaller variants, which one will be the hitter? Like, well, because we've seen like 1 in 1,000, 1 in 5,000 just be rare because of rarity, but their artworks aren't the greatest. I wonder if one of these are going to be like the 1 in 50 is the one that's reached, outhauls all of them. It'll be interesting. We cover, stacks up and is the winner, I guess. So
this is going to be a sensory overload.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's too many choices, and then you're just going to shut down.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I really hope people have learned from, like, I mean, this wave of the anniversary issue or the milestone issue where, they run it into the goddamn ground. I mean, I'm just like, are any of them spawn joints going for anything? Like those ratio spawns of, 300 or 350, like, are they worth anything at all at this point?
Oh, so J. Scott Campbell has a cover, which that's not bad, actually. I'm surprised. It's minimal. It's not crazy.
It's restrained. There's only
is that
two women on it.
No, is that the cover or is it like in progress?
I don't know. I mean, I just went to League of Geeks. I'm assuming this is the Jim Lee cardstock variant. I think so. This is Jim Lee cardstock variant.
Oh.
This is. Oh, okay. If I do that, I don't know what the hell this is.
You know what? I saw this image about a week ago, and I was wondering what this is from.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if that's from some other. It says Legacy 924. Okay. I'm just trying to collect. Here's the other one. This is the other. So it's just interesting. all these different ones. So the auto here, wraparound showcase. This is a wraparound showcase one, I guess. So, so it's gonna be interesting. What up? So I was just seeing if there's more previews out there of like images of stuff. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it looks like we're getting some black and white versions of the A cover, of course.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't
you? Yeah, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? I don't know about comic speculation anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's tougher and tougher when there's 85 covers. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the day, right when we started, right there was 5, and you were like, okay, I can obtain those. Now it's 25.
I mean, yeah, it's feeling real 90s around here. So
I wonder how many are going to be in a quarter bin, or we'll be on our Tuesday show when, like, remember this book was $100 and it sold for $4. That's what it's going to be like. Let's move this one. So I just clipped this. Marvel Animations. Marvel dropped a Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man animation trailer. It was like 8 days ago or something. But it looked good. I thought it was decent. I mean,
it's another. I mean, originally when this was announced, before they renamed it and everything, it was Spider-Man freshman year. It was supposed to take place seemingly in the cinematic universe and give you the story of what Spider-Man was doing before he met with Stark. And that summer where he goes off to Germany and fights against Cap and them. But I guess they decided to scrap that and not muddy the waters, because I guess they wanted to introduce characters that didn't currently exist in the MCU. So they just decided to go with an alternate, another like multiverse universe. So I don't know. I mean, it looks decent. It'll be worth the watch. I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. People are definitely not happy about them messing with the race of Norman Osborn and Harry, but it is what it is.
Any books that you can think of that'll pop off? Any books? Is there any books that pop off on this? Anybody know?
Probably not. Whatever. I mean, it looks like he's got the Future Foundation suit on, so maybe.
Okay. Interesting. I wonder if it's going to be like a weak bump, like remember Spider-Man 2099? It was hot, and then all of a sudden nobody cares about it since the movie came out. So maybe when to find it in dollar bin, put it up, and sell it, kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, there's always somebody who's willing to pay.
Yeah. Right. Controversy: Jared Leto to play Skeletor in Master Universe movie. It's He-Man's more like this man's game, and I don't know, Chris, you're probably old enough for He-Man, right?
Yeah, I'm definitely old enough.
Yeah, I was like a couple years shy of that. Leto with Joker and his other, I will say, floppies. What do you guys think? Good, bad, terrible?
I mean, the way it's shaping up, it doesn't sound promising, but this casting, I don't know, it doesn't sound awful to me. This particular casting doesn't sound awful.
Okay.
What about the Idris Elba Man at Arms?
I wanted, man. That sounds a little. I don't know. I don't know. It seems like a waste of Idris. Just like Heimdall in Thor, that was a waste.
At this point, I've just accepted that Idris's career has been a waste of Idris. Like, let's be real about it. Like, whoever he has representing him, like he and Jeremy Renner both need to just fire the representation because neither of their careers went the way that they were supposed to.
It's just like he struck really good with Luther, but I can't think of any. Stringer. That was about it. That was about it.
I mean, Stringer was like his introduction to American audiences, and like he should have been able to easily convert Stringer into a successful. And maybe it was just timing. Maybe he came about at a time when, it just wasn't right yet for a British black actor to like, take Hollywood by storm. Like that seemed to be just, 10, 15 years behind him with like all the guys who are doing it now. So maybe it was just bad timing. He came in a weird void there where it was like, yeah, we don't really have a place for you.
Well, they were talking about. Remember, he was supposed to be. Well, Daniel Craig kind of took it over, but they were naming him when he was in his younger years to be James Bond. Remember?
Oh yeah, no, everybody lost their shit on that one, and they were just like, "This is gonna be bad for business." And then Paramount turned and went the other way on that one. But it was like they tried to make him the Man in Black, or not the Man in Black, but the lead of the Gunslinger. But that movie bombed. He was supposed to. There's a couple franchises where Idris was supposed to take over, and it didn't go according to plan.
My bad.
No, you good.
I was trying to pull up his. I hit the button.
His Wikipedia.
Yeah, I was gonna pull up his stuff so everybody can see it. So I'm trying to get all this shit out the way. Yeah, I was gonna pull up his or just IMDb.
Yeah, his filmography.
Yeah, so everybody can see. I mean, I just watched him. I was watching. My wife watches The Office. He fucking in The Office. Like,
oh damn, I forgot. Yeah. He was really good in The Office too.
Really good in The Office, man. I mean, yeah. So I mean, I know he's got more money probably than everybody in the world, but I mean, he was great in Sonic and Knuckles or Sonic the Hedgehog too. Like my wife loves Knuckles. Like Knuckles is great. So, what if Hijack, which is Extraction 2, which bombed, I guess, right? Zootopia. I liked him in Zootopia. I thought that was really good. But
I didn't even remember he was in Zootopia, honestly.
Yeah, Chief Bogo, man. Let's see what else. Let's go like earlier stuff. Fast and Furious, right?
Yeah, I mean, he was a disposable villain. Yeah, they killed him off. I mean, at this point, we're already in the string of like, it's just not going to happen for him movies. Like, if you go earlier in his career, again, Dark Tower, that came about a little too late, I feel like.
Yeah, sorry. Let's go all the way back. So, I'm just going to go Crocodile, Hidden Empire. Oh, we're 90s. Okay, 90s. Hidden Empire, Silent Witness, Ultraviolet. Remember that movie? Jesus.
Oh, yeah. I mean, again, that was not a good sign.
Hack, Soul Food, The Wire, obviously. So, right here, right? 2002, 2004, it's like bring him to the world and 28 weeks. I don't remember in 28 weeks.
He was the military leader, general duty. 28 weeks later. So again, there was attempts there. American Gangster.
I mean, he was just Tango for a little bit. I mean, it was like very, you know what I'm saying, like
yeah, but
important character, right?
I mean, most of these are, if they were successes, he's in them for so little time. I mean, Rock and Roller, again, we're getting back to him doing like the British stuff and being in like Guy Ritchie filmed and doing British television.
He was only in 7 episodes of The Office, but it was really good when he was in The Office.
I mean, he's the main villain in The Losers, and he's in Takers. It's just the movies they kept putting him in were not successful. It's just that simple. Like they just kept giving them shit that bombed. And after a certain point, he kind of just aged out, I think. Like he had about from 2004 to 2014 was a 10-year run where if it didn't happen during that time period, he aged out. I think that's really what happened. Like he had a string of bad movies, and he aged out, and that's when the likes of Daniel Kaluuya and those guys started showing up because we're getting close to Black Panther and things like that happening, and he got market corrected, as they like to use that term on the Bill Simmons podcast and Rewatchables, and it's like, I think he just got market corrected. A bunch of other young Black actors who could be the younger version of him showed up, and they were just like, well, we'll go with them now.
Well, I mean, he's like the Barkley Marino, right? He had so much potential, and he never, after Stringer and a couple other, he never hit it out of the park. He made it to the championship game, but he couldn't win the chip,
Yeah.
His career reminds me a lot of Sean Bean from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
That's what it reminds me of.
And I mean, I always talk about when it comes to, like, I talk to my friends and stuff about, like, the periods of like with Black actors and Black comedians, it felt like Highlander. Like if you go back and look at the eras, it was very much so there could be only one. And so it's like, if you're not that guy, and I think honestly he was probably fighting with Will Smith during that time period too. like roughly about the same age. They would have had cross sections of the same type of films they would have been going after. Yeah, I mean, I think really like in the 90s or in that early 2000s period, like there was the guys who were established, like the Denzel. But yeah, I think it was like there was Will, there was.
I mean, I guess Anthony Mackie, but Anthony Mackie was really young back in the day.
Yeah, Anthony Mackie was, kind of doing his thing. But yeah, I think in that early 2000s period, I can't think of anybody besides Will who was kind of like holding it down. It very much so was like it was Will and there was nobody else. Like it was a race for second place.
Yeah.
Are you on the TV One website?
Yeah,
that is only for colored people. What you doing?
Hey, come on, man! Can I get my pass? Can I get my pass, man?
Well, and I say, and that's now that I say it, like I think there was a back and forth between Will and Jamie Foxx.
Yeah,
as far as like, black actors who were that age range who were making like serious films that were like Oscar contender type dudes.
Yeah, and like you said, I mean, Will Smith was the man, and Will Smith, I think probably. Like you said, Will Smith probably got the part right before everybody, right? And
yeah.
And then basically it's like the scraps for everybody else, right?
It's the joke they used to make for the 90s where it was like, you talk about the who was potentially cast for this movie, and it's like Tom Cruise Tom Cruise was always the person who got the script first and then passed on it. And it very much so, I think, during that time period was the same with Will. It was like Will is the person who, got the script first, and if he passed on it, then maybe Jamie next, and then if he passed on it, then insert person here.
Yeah.
But yeah, all these guys are like
90s guys were
they're all 90s guys. Like yeah. I feel like there was more opportunity, honestly, in that period in the 90s of people having the chance. But yeah, once the 2000s came around, it very much so was like. I mean, yeah, because he was even competing with Tyrese in that early 2000s period.
And I think it was more. I wouldn't say. I guess black acting in the 2000s was like comedy based, right? Jamie Foxx, Will Smith, they were like rom com era. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like more rom coms, and
Well, they had started to make their transition because basically back to back in like 2000, 2004, 2005, like we would have had. Ray would have happened, Ali would have happened. So those two things happened like basically back to back. Training Day also was roughly in that same time period, but again, Denzel much older. Yeah. But yeah, it was like it very much so was. It was Jamie and it was Will, and then it was everybody fucking else.
Yeah. Hey man, I'm trying to keep my card, man. Okay. I'm from the hood too, man. TV One, people. That's like Prince hood videos, man. Come on, man. We on this.
Oh
man.
Yeah.
I feel like Wayne Brady, black actors, and Dave Chappelle, black actors got to stick together. Black actors. Oh, that's funny shit. Cool.
Oh, and I guess technically The Rock. I mean,
he
was also to go back to our conversation in the green room. There was a certain level of competing with The Rock there, but he was off trying to do his Schwarzenegger and Stallone thing, being an action star.
Yeah. I know. He can't. He got to call me out, man. It's funny. When I was hanging out with Carter, said us brown people got to stick together, man. I'm brown too, man.
You told me the story. You told me the story about you passing.
Yeah. Come on, man. It's funny. It's a little personal about me. When I went to elementary school here in Pontiac, Michigan. It's a very urban city. We'll call it that way. I was one of like 3 white kids in my school. It was either black or Hispanic, right? And that was it. So it was like 20% Mexican, 80% black, and then probably like 85% black, and then like 5%, not even that, probably 3% of white people. So it was fun. It's a good time. So the thumbnail, there's other things, but it's gonna be longer discussions. Thumbnail, so Jason Momoa to play Lobo. We talked about it yesterday. I mean, it's not like it's breaking news. And then the second picture is his Instagram video of he getting the script from Gunn, and it's for Lobo only. So it's interesting. He like tries to open it up and cuts the video, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, this surprises. I mean, this is not a surprise to anyone who,
Correct.
the guy basically was dropping hints from the moment that Gunn took over. It was like, well, we went and had a conversation. It's like, yeah, we know who you're going to play. So yeah, everybody should have had the Omega Man 3s on the tuck, ready to go. So
yeah, sold mine. So I'm just looking up. So his salary roughly is 2 to 15 million, it says, which is probably more like 20 million probably per movie. I mean, I've seen worse ways to spend $15 million besides this casting, right? I mean,
yeah.
So
No, and to Heroes Reborn, like it's Momoa playing himself in this part. I'm like, no, it absolutely is. Like this is like going back to the 90s and early 2000s and reading Wizard magazines, like castings of movies. Like this is the equivalent of Patrick Stewart playing Professor X.
Correct.
Like it's like
correct.
It's like at this point, it is the fact that they drew Samuel L. Jackson to be ultimate Nick Fury. Like this is what we're working with at this point. Like it's like you couldn't get a more perfect casting of a person being a motorcycle riding, white adjacent dread having like dude, like this he is that character. He is Lobo, personified. So yeah, I'm excited to see how it plays out.
You know what? This just goes to show how much of an idiot Zack Snyder is. Like he just went right against the casting type and cast him as Aquaman. Everybody was like screaming for Lobo.
Yeah, like Momoa was surprised for Christ's sakes when they brought him in and they were just like, oh, want to talk to you about a character. He's like, let me guess, Lobo. Like actually Aquaman. He's like, you sure about that? Like really? That's what you. He's like,
he's like, if you're gonna give me money, I guess I'll do it. I mean,
yeah, it's like I ain't gonna turn the bag down, but I mean, are you sure you didn't want me for Lobo?
He's like, nah, that's nobody cares about that.
Yeah, it's not the route we're looking to go with this.
Yeah, it's like Ryan Reynolds and Deadpool. No one cares about that. It's like, yeah, well, it's $1 billion imprint. So, do you think he plays a big role or a small role in this?
Oh, I mean, from what I remember of the Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, Lobo pops up briefly in that story, but there will definitely be other future. I think Gunn will hopefully be smart and not kill off villains or even secondary. I mean, he's not the major villain of that story. He just kind of pops up. From what I remember, it's been a while since I've read it. I got a copy sitting over here somewhere I need to pull out. But yeah, I mean, I think he will definitely be a solid part of that movie, and we'll see him way more in the future. Like this is definitely a character that will have his run-in with Superman, maybe even go from being a villain to an anti-hero, and will, if Gunn's universe lasts as long as it hopefully should, we will see him transition into maybe even us getting, Darkest Night Lobo with, the power ring and shit like that. Like I think there's opportunity here for even solo Lobo films. So
how far do you think DC gives Gunn the rope for? Like 3 phases, 4 phases, 2 phases?
I mean, he's guaranteed probably there's at least one. There's at least guaranteed that we'll make it through one. Whether or not he makes it through all of his planned sub phases, because there's gods and monsters. I got to go back and look at each one of the fate, like the different era breakdowns. It really all depends on how well the Superman movie goes, and then we'll see how much rope they give him. But if he knocks it out the park with Superman, then I could easily see him getting a guaranteed 2 phases out of it.
You think he becomes the Kevin Feige, where he becomes the owner of goddamn DCU Marvel movie universe, like Feige?
I mean, they've already given him those keys. Like they're looking for somebody to be that person, and yeah, I mean, it's his ball to fumble at this point. Like, I think they truly are like, we tried. There's other people historically that they tried to give those reins to. Like they tried to give to Jeff Johns. Jeff Johns turned out to be a shitty human being, and so that went to hell. Snyder had his issues and the death in his family, and that put that run to an end. So yeah, I think that they have been looking for somebody to be their Kevin Feige longer than Marvel has had Kevin Feige, to be honest. I think Jeff Johns was brought in roughly about the same time, if not maybe a little bit before, to be the visionary, because he was, from what I remember, Jeff Johns was Donner's like assistant back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
So he was around going as far back as what, the 80s or like the late 70s and 80s with the original Superman movies.
Yeah,
and
he
I think
chief creative officer for DC Entertainment 2010 to 2018.
Yeah, but I think like he's been in the building because like he didn't start out somebody who was like a comic book writer.
Mhm.
He legitimately, from being around the folks as the aide to Richard Donner, was in the building with those creatives, and they were like, "Hey, like, have you thought about
Mhm.
Doing comic book stuff? Like, have you thought about writing and things like that?" But yeah, he's been around for forever, and there was a certain level of, he was kind of looked at as being the heir apparent because he was Donner's boy,
Mhm.
and it just didn't work out for him. So yeah, they've been trying to have somebody be this person for them for years.
Mhm. Well, hopefully it works out for Mr. Gunn. And out of everybody, I know we crap on DC sometimes, but it's like I do hope they turn it around, and I hope they become profitable, and it makes better competition for Marvel, right? It's like WCW, WWF back in the day, right? It's like when you have competition, it makes you step up your game, not when you're the only player in town. So
yeah, I mean, we can do a brief segue to Creature Commandos off of this. I don't want to
talk
about too much. Perfect.
I got you.
Like, so far, this has actually been really, really good. And people can say what they want. Oh, it's Gunn doing what Gunn does. I'm like, well, yeah. Like, if you need to like do a palate cleanse and get people off of their old, the old universe, and you need a win out the gate, go at what works. Like, you're bringing your pinch hitter for a reason.
Yep.
And this is Gunn in his bag doing what he does best. It's found family. It's really entertaining. It's allowed a level of raunchiness and violence that you probably couldn't necessarily get away with immediately in live action,
and seriousness to it too, right?
Yeah, and you're establishing a standard that like your universe doesn't. One of the biggest issues Marvel has by being associated with Disney is that a lot of people, a lot of parents can't get off the fact they're like, oh, I can't just drop my kids in front of everything they put out. And DC doesn't really have that problem as much because of their association with Warner Brothers. And Gunn is also establishing that this is going to be a world that's going to have varying tones. Like,
and it's on Max too. And Max is more of a hard,
there'll be stuff for your kids, but there'll also be, this universe is not necessarily like something that you can plop your 8-year-old in front of and everything be okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, this has been really entertaining to watch. I mean, I look forward. It's become appointment television in my house that like, I'm going to be in front of the television when there's a new episode dropping, and we're going to watch it that night. And they've been kind of sneakily like dropping Easter eggs of, I mean, so far we've seen Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman, like brief glimpses. The members of the Young Justice, not Young Justice, but why am I blanking on the actual team name? The Teen Titans. So we've seen the Teen Titans. So yeah, I mean, it's been entertaining. It's bringing up references to characters that nobody ever cared about. But let's be real about it. Like, this Creature Commando team, nobody was checking for. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see what Gunn's going to do with the rest of this universe. We'll see how it plays out.
And hell, they brought Rupert Thorne from Gotham.
For Christ's sakes, man, that was a deep cut. I was like, my girl was like, should I know who that is? I was like, no, not like, you didn't watch Batman the Animated Adventures like that, so you really should not know who that is. Like, he is a deep cut of a character.
So interesting. And then last but not least, I'm going to briefly say this, but so CBR's top comics of 2024-21. I'm just going to show the list just so viewers who actually read I can't read well, so just people can say it. So Final Cut. So Final Cut from Pantheon Books was 10. Absolute Batman was number 9, which doesn't surprise not that many people, I don't think.
Yeah, not at all.
This is like a manga, so I really don't count that, but that's okay. Transformers, we all know how great that was and how popping that came off. Is the new Creature Commando series in line with the animated series or 2 different stories? I think it's 2 different stories, right?
Yeah, they borrow elements from the Creature Commandos, but yeah, I think they're 2 different stories.
My favorite thing is the Monsters, Fantagraphics, Spy Family, and other viz. A lot of manga here, but that's okay. Mary Tyler Moorhawk, the Power Fantasy, which is from Image, which looks interesting. Beneath the Trees, we all know that, and then number 1 is obviously Ultimate Spider-Man. So I mean, I don't think there's too many surprises, especially with the speculation market. So just there's a list of 100. I'm not gonna go through all 100, but I thought the top 10 was interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is it for the news cycle. So we're just gonna roll on to the market report. So the lovely Mr. Carter did the market report for us. A mix as usual of everything. Amazing Adventures number 450, $547. Obviously, an iconic classic. Sci-fi cover, robot cover, I guess alien cover with a blonde damsel. So 547. You buying it, Carter?
I don't know.
It looks great.
Yeah, it looks real good. I'm surprised it went for that. I don't know. That seems low.
It does. Interesting.
I was gonna put that. I was thinking about putting that on Hot Book Alert Live, but I didn't.
547. I mean, if you see that, if you see her say it's 550 on a wall, I'd probably buy it, honestly.
Okay.
I mean, I'd be like, wow, 550. You're really gonna sell this book for 550? But okay, I didn't look at like GPA and stuff like that, but it's hard book. Interesting Simon Kirby art from the Golden Age, Adventure Comics 78. Really rough copy for $239, $240. It kind of reminds me of like Pearl Harbor battleship, Pacific Rim with the big gun on the ship kind of thing. But yeah, it's cool. It's dope.
Yeah, it does look like Pearl Harbor with superheroes.
Yeah, right. So that's cool. $240. Stellar sale for a book that's missing a lot of stuff to it,
Yep.
Amazing Spider-Man number 6, CGC 3.5, $785. First appearance of the Lizard. So
man, I'm surprised by that. Okay, so I have a copy of number 6, right? And but the problem is that there's the chip. There's like so where right at the top where the A and the Z are, it's like it was glued on. It was glued back on, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what do I do with that? I'm wondering if CGC can like maybe remove it or get that glue off and all that kind of crap. I don't know.
You can remove it. I don't know if it's going to take the piece with it. How big is the piece, you think?
Gosh, man.
A dime size, penny size?
Yeah, probably a dime.
What do you think, Chris? I don't think it's going to hurt the book that much. I mean, it's truly a small piece like that. I mean, you could probably get a half a bump probably down. Maybe
realistically, yeah. I mean, I've cut pieces I've cut restoration out of books before and had holes in a cover that only brought me down fully 1 point. So yeah, it all depends on who's doing the reviewing, but
yeah, interesting. Another Amazing Spider-Man 45, first appearance of Shocker, $321.
I'm surprised by that.
Yeah, I saw somebody selling Shocker. He wanted like nothing for it, so it was interesting. I thought like nobody cares about Shocker, right? He came and went, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
no, go ahead.
I was gonna say I've found like these type of books in the wild before, and yeah, typically most people are asking like $200 raw in most shops for them. So I think the level of visibility that Ice Collectibles has, it got people bitten up. But realistically, in most shops at this grade, these are $200 books in many cases. $125 to $200, maybe $225 at the most books.
I'm looking back. I thought he had one on here. Maybe I didn't. I didn't put it on there. It's that one dude. I was like, man, he's got other books, but that's okay. Book I've always wanted, and I still haven't got. Amazing Spider-Man 129 9.0 for 23.25. So I'm waiting for Punisher to come out, and hopefully maybe it goes down. Not saying it's going to go down by 80% or something, but it's going to hopefully go down. Maybe highly unlikely, but
I don't know. This doesn't seem bad. Like a 9.0 for 300.
Yeah, I feel like we're at the about. Like, I mean, things have been pretty consistent for the last year or so. So I think we're kind of at the bottom of where we're going to be.
Mm-hmm.
You buying them, Chris? You think you're going to buy any and like maybe hold for a little bit?
I mean, I've kind of moved on to pre-code horror, so I'm not really playing.
Come on with us.
I'm not really playing the hero game. I mean, I've got my eyes on a couple of the ones that are up at Heritage right now. So
okay, cool. Did you see that Heritage? Have you seen? Okay, so I didn't put this up here. I will segue. Heritage. Let's go on a chat here. So speaking of Heritage, I'll drop this little nugget for everybody. Hopefully this is the book you're looking at. Suspense Comics number 3.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
4.0, 110 grand, and it's still got 2 days left.
Yeah, that is not the one I'm looking at.
Okay,
I'm definitely looking at the Chamber of Chills that they've got up right now. So
this is one of the most iconic books on the planet. 4.0 is a really great grade. Classic bondage cover, obviously. It'll be interesting what happens in the next 2 days and how far this really goes. So you don't see this book a lot. Let's split that way.
No,
and if I do my little thing, let's see. How many things on the census? Less than 50 maybe? Probably. I would even know.
I mean, I'd say probably even maybe half of that.
That grade looks really generous.
Oh, I mean, they definitely got the old school bump. Let's just put it that way.
Jeez.
Suspense Comics Continental number 3. 27 on the census, high of 9.2, which is insane. 9.2, 9.0, 8.0. There's gaps. 7.0, 6.5, 5.5. It's like one in every grade from 1.8 to 9.2. So let's put it that way.
Yeah, I feel like when you start getting into like stuff like this, like you're doing good for there to be 20 of them in existence on graded out there.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, no signature series, which is just saying. I did, Stanley or somebody stupid signs it. So yeah, so I saw this book too. I was like, man, that's interesting. So yeah, there's other good stuff coming out. Look at that 9.8 of Silver Surfer 4. 9.0 of Starling Comics. I mean, they got some big boy stuff. 6.0 Wonder Woman's. So, just saying. Okay.
Was that ever in the Promise collection? That Suspense?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
I couldn't imagine.
Oh no, Promise collection books. List. I don't know. I wonder. Oh, yeah, I don't think so. I think he was more. I mean, they had Suspense and all this other stuff. Yeah, I don't think it was.
Man.
I mean, it's crazy though that all this stuff's sold. But yeah, it's weird. He had like great books, but it was like some of the books were just like Boy Commandos, like, but it's just high grade. You know what I'm saying? Like some stuff wasn't the greatest, from a collection standpoint. It wasn't like Mile High or some crazy collection like that. It was just really high grade old stuff. So interesting. We talked about this one. Betty and Me, 16. Risque cover, risque dialogue kind of thing. $776 for a CGC 80.
I don't know what to say about that.
I don't know either. I would say I'm not buying that for $776. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, not so much.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yes, hey, good for that person, whoever sold that. So, little Black Hood action. Black Hood Comic 17. $150.
Yo, that freaking. Okay, so I guess it counts as a bondage. And what is around that chick's mouth?
Maybe rope, or so you can't talk kind of thing.
Yeah, it looks like one of those little bondage deals.
Yeah,
Those dominatrix deals. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, $150. That's a great buy. I'd buy that. $150.
Yeah, the cover is jarring.
Yeah, I didn't know he would go that low for that. So that's interesting.
Yeah, no, yeah, man.
He must really wanted to sell it. So, and it's after the new year, so it's not like he was trying to make money at December 31st and was taking deals or something.
Mm-hmm.
So interesting, very interesting.
That's a great cover.
It is a great cover. Captain Britain 98, $1,105. Includes the glasses, obviously. So.
This book annoys me because I had a copy. Well, I still got it, but so I sent it in. That thing looked immaculate. Sent it in, still had the mask. I swear it took a year. It took a full year, and it was super expensive, and it only came back like an 8.
Ouch.
Well, that sucks.
So I'm just like, I was like, what did it take to get a 9.8?
You gonna crack it and send it back in, or are you done with it?
I think I'm done. I'm done, man.
Okay, I'm just asking.
The whole process was just so annoying.
Yeah. Okay. I love these comics. Catman Comics 22 30. It's got Catwoman on it too. $795. So strong sale. Catman books are always pretty pricey. So
I never noticed Catman like sales, and when I do, I always got to talk about them.
Yeah, so for me, I track some Catman books. It's just for me, it's just like some of them are way out of my price range. What year is this from? 20. So Catman Comics. Let's do my comic shop because usually there's not too much stuff here. Comics. 41. Here. Let's go down memory lane a little bit. So, I mean, 40, 50 for 40 for 3,600. I can go through here. So obviously they have, so it's just hard to find books, man. They really are in some kind of facet, but all these old Catmans are just beautiful books, man. I mean, just dope stuff. Like that one, great, love it. I'm just gonna kind of go through these. There's a bunch of them. Like 70, you don't have one. Here's 8. A coverless one, they still want 290. There's another classic Catman cover again. So it just, as you can see it, I would say that I would put this up here with probably one of the hardest runs to obtain. I would say in my estimation. It's one of those, like, if you had unlimited money theoretically, could you get all the Catmans? Yeah, but still, I think it would be a hard one to get. I mean, so this is interesting. I got some money laying around. Let's look at a splash page, right? Not the greatest. Not the greatest.
Yeah.
Sucks. And how many times is the Catman Comics 20 cover coming around, you think? Right? Kind of like that Mr. Mystery I have. Like that's like, I don't even know comics. Like that's the thing you put on a list and you're just gonna pay whatever, right? I guess at the end of the day. Let's see if one even sold. Yeah. Probably going to Heritage, I would assume, out of everything. So yeah. So all these classic covers are just ridiculous. So just interesting. LB Cole, obviously LB Cole did one. So but yeah. Interesting. Obviously this one's dope too.
Ooh.
A 2.5 is only $2,100. I mean, it's not terrible. It looks pretty good for a 2.5, right? Looks presentable.
Yeah.
Got LB Cole's signature at the bottom down here. So talked about like Matt Baker from Hot Book Alert. So Chambers of Chills magazine number 10. So Golden Age Harvey book, right? $64.
That thing must be really beat for it to sell for only 64.
Yeah, it looks like it has full creases on the thing. I didn't even look at the back, but it looks like it has full creases on the front. Yeah. Maybe
great.
it's not attached to them.
I love the colors on this.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. It's like Mount Everest or something. So,
yeah.
I love this book. Next book too. City of the Living Dead. One shot from 52 Avon, $750 on one bidder. So I must be to buy it now, maybe.
Does that look like Metamorpho?
It definitely does a little bit.
A cross between Metamorpho and the Joker.
I was thinking more Crossbones kind of, but like the mask kind of thing. But
yeah,
kind of looks like a zombified Casey Jones too, kind of.
Yeah, I can see that also.
Yeah. 750, not a bad cover. I love this.
Mm-hmm.
It looks in great shape too. I don't know how great shape it is, but the front cover looks really good. So Green Lantern 76, Neil Adams, obviously classic cover, 7.0 for $530. One of these?
You know what? I'm never that interested in owning this.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, if I come across it like dirt ass cheap, of course, but
Yeah.
I don't know. This isn't the type of book that I'm seeking out.
Same, I guess it's same thing with 87 for me too. Like I don't really care. The drug issue too.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I'm more of a Green Lantern from the 40s guy. I like those covers better than these covers, but that's just me.
I mean, well, 87 is less about the cover because that's not a good cover at all. But
correct, yeah.
Just major character appearance. So
yeah. Hawkeye number 198, Spider-Man 50th anniversary variant cover. Hey, $20 slabs. You know I love those.
Bro, I could have swore I paid like $25 to $30 for a raw copy like a couple years ago. I could have swore.
Yeah. Oh boy. Hey, this is gonna be those Batman Hush books.
And I remember this was like a hot book because it was a Hawkeye number 1, you know. I remember this.
Interesting. I'm looking at now you got me down the Green Lanterns of 1940s. Let's just put Golden Age Green Lantern. Your book, well, one of them, Tim Holt 11, first appearance of Golden Age Ghost Rider, $898, so $899.
Okay, so I remember George having one.
Yeah.
And oh god, and even years like a couple years before that, like I remember one selling. That thing was perfect looking, like near mint. It sold for $1,000, and I'm like, but at the time that was too much.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Man. Yeah.
Now I'm just like, oh shit, that's a deal.
Yeah. Wow.
So I'm still looking for one.
Okay. I keep my eye out. I want to see Tim Holt books for you.
Yeah,
I got you, dog.
Oh shit, man! I was at a show, a few months ago, here in Ohio in Columbus, and he had, and the dealer had one for it was like a 3.5 for $1,500, I believe. And like I was looking at it. I saw the price on it. I was like, all right, it's something worth thinking about.
Yeah.
I turn around, turn the corner, come back. That thing was gone.
Oh, wow. Well, I mean, obviously for $1,500 at 3.5, that seems like a deal if it's already graded, right?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Our little check-in on Incredible Hulk 181, CGC 70, 3,500.
Okay, so I've got a copy in a 700, and I've got a copy that's in a 7.0. So,
you letting yours go for 3,500?
No.
Okay.
No.
Good man. Good man.
Yeah, I realize I'm just gonna hold on to my Hulk 181s.
I had a 2.5 2. It was terrible, but those, it's funny. Low grades are still the same amount they were like pre-pandemic, theoretically.
Hmm.
Like 1,500, $2,000. You know what I'm saying? Not like it's crazy money.
Yeah.
But just interesting how that the lower end didn't shift up with the higher end, theoretically. Knights at the Dinner Table, #1 from Alderac Comics, first print, $500.
I'm after 23 bids.
I've never seen this book out in the wild. Like, even on like a wall.
I know somebody that has a complete run of this.
Ooh.
Yeah. I don't think they're selling it, but yeah, they're like the only person that I know. And any copies that I do come across, they're always like a little bit later in the run. Like the earliest I think I came across was like maybe number 14.
Yeah.
So this is a rare book, and it looks so terrible. Look,
I know.
It looks like some MS Paint bullshit.
Dude,
It just looks awful.
If that got released today, people would just be poo-pooing and shitting on it.
Oh god, yeah.
It would just honestly, it would probably be expensive because of the rarity that nobody ordered it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Romance. I know Joe's gonna hate this. Lovers Lane #7. Romance from the 50s. Girl sitting under a tree, man, waiting for her Johnny Appleseed, dog.
Hell yeah. I'm digging this cover.
$20, man.
Yeah. I would like to see I would like to come across a higher grade copy of this. I want to see a higher grade copy of this.
Did you search did you search?
No.
I don't even want to. Oh boy. Okay. They have other lovers lanes. Interesting. So let's just take a gander around the old. Look at this lovers lane. This is number 38.
Oh yeah, I love that one.
$600 though. I don't like that. Yeah, $59. Interesting. A lot of photos. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
2 doctors. That's cool. I wonder. Love Divided. Look at this chick. That don't look like him.
No, it don't.
Interesting. Okay. Interesting. Things I think about. Interesting. Mystic 25. Classic cover from 53, $155.
Okay, so was this the zombie that we were talking about yesterday?
See, I think it's a different zombie because I think that's a female zombie in the other one. There's a lot of different zombies. Sucks. It's like the witch, you know what I'm saying? Like different.
Yeah, but I don't know. There's something about these mystics that don't go for a lot.
Yeah, and it's a Heath cover, which is great. It's weird. Heath has bangers, but they just don't go for that much. You know what I'm saying? In the pantheon of golden age horror, whatever you want to call it.
I don't know. It feels like because Marvel Atlas is too mainstream, it gets that rap.
Yeah,
like you want, like if you want a pre-code horror, you want something from like a publisher that went defunct like back in the 50s or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It feels grimier and grittier.
Yeah. My Past Thrilling Confessions, $61 little headlight cover. Look at this Fox feature too. Sick. Well, I know why you love this book so much. When you pick these books up, I always want to see what other covers are out there.
My Past, boy, she is for the streets. That's been a thing for a while, huh? Shit.
God damn it! No, I can't even. Let me go down here. Do they have this? Oh, here we go. There's only 4 issues of this run. So 7 is obviously the one, right?
Yeah.
This is this one, 8. Number 9. Looks like this guy's consoling this chick. and 10. So obviously 7 is the one to get.
Oh, that's the standout right there.
Yeah. Did you see any more on eBay?
No, I didn't notice anymore.
Okay. I mean, honestly, for that kind of price, I guess that's not a bad deal. Yeah, there ain't that on here. I bet that book doesn't come up that much. So,
Man, them titties look 3D.
yeah.
Dang.
$61. What cheap? That's so cheap, too.
Yeah.
Wow. I guess we gotta start looking at ice collectibles more for like romance stuff. Go think about that. Sands of the South Pacific, number 1, $67.
I'm feeling. Do you see the knife in that chick's hand?
Mm-hmm. This is a classic book. I think I've seen this one at Dale Roberts had one of these. It was like a high grade, but I've never seen it before. After that, like, they just moved it collection to collection.
I'm surprised it just went for that much though. That little.
Yeah.
That's a terrific cover, man.
Tech 880. Here we go. $119.
Are there any newsstands for this?
I don't think so. I don't know for sure, but I don't think so.
I mean, I feel like 2011 we had to be like towards the end of the newsstand run at that point.
Oh, I lied. People are gonna fire me in the comments. Look at this.
Oh crap! Damn. Okay.
So there are newsstands of this.
Oh jeez, man! I should have been trolling like Barnes and Noble around that time.
Yeah.
Try to find a newsie of that.
I mean, honestly, those prices. I mean, these prices are terrible, but
yeah,
they're not insanely stupid theoretically. I mean, this is the hardest 9.8 to get to of this book. They never give you a 9.8 on this book. It's like they hate it. I think if they would have gave true 9.8s to all the 9.8s out there,
yeah,
it would have. This book would be like nothing. It'd be like a $200, $300 book. I think they just try to like. No.
Trust me, my Ultimate Fallout 4 9.8 looks worse than some 9.6s. So I know.
A book I've always wanted for the wife, Tales of the Thought of 13, first appearance of Groot, $975 for 1.5. What's she gonna do with it? You know what I'm saying? And like, she loves Groot, but I mean, she doesn't understand like this Groot. But
is she gonna put it on her shrine or some shit?
I don't know. I mean, I just buy her Scotty Young Groot, and it'll probably be the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's same fucking effect.
Yeah,
less money.
Hell, maybe it'd be even cheaper for me to have Scotty Young draw this Groot on a sketch cover, right? So.
Oh my god, dude! Back in 2013, I was at a convention, small convention. I see this on the table for like $100, but there's like a quarter, about a nickel-sized piece missing out of the top left corner, right? And I'm just like, and he was like, "Oh, I can knock it down to 80," and I'm still just like, "Nah." But then when I come back, that thing was gone.
I saw at one show, at a small show with me, I saw Tech 225, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a Martian Manhunter one. And somebody wanted like a raw copy, but they wanted like $2,500 for it. I'm like, I'm good. You can keep that thing up there forever. So interesting. Back in the day. Twisted Tales from Eclipse, Dave Stevens cover, chipped back cover, which you can't see it in the photos, but it's really horrendous. $21.
Okay, so the reason why I put this up, I saw a copy the other day. So now somebody had a PGX 9.8 for, I think they wanted like $600 for it. For a PGX 9.8. No. I was at a store.
Oh, at a store.
Yeah.
Do you think it was a 9.8? Would you look at it?
Yeah, it looked good.
Okay.
Yeah, but I just couldn't see.
Yeah.
Paying that for a PGX.
Yeah.
I think 9.8s of that go for a lot.
Big money. Yeah. I'll tell you. let me see. A 9.4, they got like 200, 9.8, 9.6s are starting at 300 kind of, but let's go to sold so I can see. Yeah, 9.4s are like 275. I'm trying to look for something. A 9.8 sold for $1,025. So, and that was in October 29th. So,
jeez, okay.
Very cool comic. V Comics #2. Never see these books. $870 for a 1.8.
I didn't even notice this freaking, because I would have put this on Hot Book Alert Live. Definitely.
Yeah.
I didn't notice this.
I wonder if we do a little browsing alphabetically here. Let me put this down. The comics. I wonder how many's in a run though. Oh, only 2. So this one, there's a 3.0 here for $1,200. Let's look at the scans. Oh, it's restored. Never mind. Color touch, pieces added, cover reinforced, tape on cover, are a lot of stuff wrong with it. So that's interesting. I want to see what #1 is though. We'll see what #1 looks like. Wow, he's kicking somebody's ass. Okay, interesting.
I mean, I rather see the blonde in the red dress.
Yeah, not terrible, but interesting. Okay, splash page. So that's #1. Yeah, I like the blonde and the red dress too. $870 for a 1.8. That seems like a decent deal. Venus #10.
Yeah, we talked about this yesterday.
738. So
damn. Yeah, I think that's a clean copy.
Yep. I'd put that in a slab immediately.
All right.
Yeah.
Have you? We'll talk about this. We'll stop the show for a second. Have you ever bought a book, set it aside, and like, oh, I'm gonna get it graded, and then looked at it like 3 months later, and like, man, I thought this was a better condition book than I bought. I do that shit all the time. I was looking at these Golden Age books I gotta go. I'm like, man, fuck, man. I didn't even fuck, man. Like this Atomic Comics. I'm like, fuck, man. This isn't as great as I thought it was gonna be. But it's okay. So
yeah, I mean, you get caught up in the moment sometimes. You're in there, you see books, you're like, oh man, I can't leave this behind, and then you get it home, you're like, oh, this isn't nearly what I thought it was, but oh well.
Yeah, interesting. I had this book. I bought this book at one of Harper's shows.
Oh yeah,
me and Mr. George. It's funny. I bought it. Nobody, and then I sold one and made a little post about it, and then everybody bought a Weird Order 7. I bought mine for like $100 or $200, and now they're going for $572. So detached everything, centerfold, $572 for a fair condition. Mine was 10 times better than this. So yeah, great cover. I love this cover. I sold mine part of that Underworld Crime kind of thing. So
yeah,
but it's okay. Just they have another one. It's there's another version of this with like the little squiggly lines that make something. It's another copy of another book. Western Romances, LB Cole, 106 for $161. So
man, I'd never seen a cover like this. It's just like it looks really sweet. You know what I mean? Like as far as the color scheme goes, and
it looks like an Archie book kind of, or something like a you see like a beach kind of, like sunny, funny kind of, like, with all the crazy colors on it.
Yeah. I've never seen one with that much like hot, like it looks hot pink. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's like very detailed for $161. It's like he put everything into it, drew the horses out, put everybody, Interesting.
Great like just loud colors.
Wonder World Comics 25, rare to auction, I guess. $315.
Not too much to say about it. Just I don't see these Wonder Worlds too often.
Yeah. Who had a bunch of them is by Long Short Ben, Super World Comics. He always had all that old stuff from he's helping like Mass. I wonder, his website sucks, but it's just like not very user friendly. Back in the day, it was terrible. It was like, I mean, he's updated it, so it's not terrible, but still, it's like, man, it's like so hard to. So, like, so here's a Wonder World. I wonder what he wants 1350 for, but I mean, it's not terrible. I mean, it's cool. But yeah, it's brittle as shit. Obviously.
Oh gee, oh my,
yeah, it's rough. He's got some crazy prices and stuff.
That looks like the Batman animated series episode where the guy tries to find the touch of death in the cave, and then he finds like the sheet, and it just like evaporates in his hands, crumples.
Yeah. So yeah, he's got a lot of old Golden Age stuff, but he wants crazy prices too. So we'll just look at like some pre-code order. How about that? Adventures in the Terror. I mean, he's got some stuff you can find good stuff on, but some stuff he's got crazy prices on too. So just be aware. So like beware number 9. It's a pretty cool cover. He wants $1,100 for it though. So. So just things I see. So and that's all I got for the old market report. So I got pickups. I kind of showed them. I can show them on here, I guess. No big deal if people weren't paying attention or watching. Went to a store that has coins and Pokemon cards, and he had some comics, and I was like, cool, what do you have? And then I picked up little Leather and Lace 3. So I got this off for like $200. It was buy 2 get 1 free, and it ended up to be $356. So I said, here, instead of you trying to figure out all this stuff, and usually like you go to like buy something, get something free, it's usually the low end books, like $1. You know, you buy a $10 book, a $5 book, it's the $1 book they take off. I said, just give me 33% off, and we'll call it good. I think I bamboozled a little bit. McFarlane Spider-Man, right? Classic cover, obviously. Another free comic book day, summer special, McFarlane stuff. I was like, cool. This is like in the front of the pack, and I'm like, man, I hope it turns out better. I'm not saying this was terrible, but I hope it turns out better than just this stuff. All these were in like bags of board, so it was really good. I was surprised. I just bought this stuff because I was like, this is like the very, very beginning. I'm like, I gotta grab something. So we'll see how this goes. Everybody remembers this book. It's probably worth nothing now. No one cares. Obviously, G.I. Joe. Not the so much fun reprint, but whatever. A little Spider-Man, not for sale, but it's got the cool sticker from Cashman's in Bay City. So I thought that was cool. This is for you, Chris. I picked up a whole set of Wolverine.
Nice.
So the 2, 3, and 4 are not the greatest condition, but number 1 is in a really nice shape. So, but that's like $200 there. You'd call it roughly. I mean,
yeah, that's usually $200 set any day of the week.
So basically, that pays for it all. I got it for free. Everything else for free, pretty much. I just picked up this because I was like, whatever, right? Wolverine, right?
Oh, it's a good one.
Yep. Thundercats, Star, right?
Nice.
X Factor. I just picked these up. I got a shit ton of these now. X Factor 6,
right?
Yeah. Amazing Spider-Man 328.
A book should be worth more.
This one?
Yeah, just off of GP.
Yeah, you would think so, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this book, right?
Is it a newsy or a direct?
Which one?
The Wolverine.
Oh, the Wolverine.
Yeah.
Is it on the back?
Yep,
Yeah,
it should be on the back.
Oh boy, I didn't even look, boys. So you're all gonna get. I bet $10 is gonna be direct. It is. Yep, direct.
Okay.
But still, pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't leave it behind, right? I'm not the Star Wars guy, but I just saw Free Comic Book Day at first. General Grievous, right?
Mm-hmm.
So whatever, pick it up. Patch, right? I mean,
Yeah,
all these books are way too late, but whatever, for free, who cares? Punisher newsstand, not like a 9/8 setting, but who cares, right? I mean, that's
the staple of the collection right there.
Yeah, right. And then these are for McClay, theoretically. I got a run of Thrashers. So he gave them to me like $5 a piece. You don't see Thrasher comics laying around. So I thought so 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, I think. So
I was saying that was so early on my want list, I completely forgot about them.
Yeah, so these were not in bags and boards, and you can tell because they took a beating, but whatever. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, they all took a beating, but still.
They were loved.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's all I got. I mean, I picked that up for like literally one of the last days of the new year, kind of. But I thought, yeah, I go comic book shop. It's literally been down my house for like ever, and I'm like, oh, my wife was like, so it's an interesting place because they do like coins and stuff. So you like knock on a door at Treasure Trove down the street, and they like lock you in the place, like you can't go back out. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Jesus.
that's how that is. You can't run out.
Yeah, so it's interesting. So, but they're nice guys, really nice dudes. So. I gotta send some books to CGC. I got Golden Age books I gotta send, so we'll see how that goes. Got like 5 or 6. I should send some more books, but I don't have a lot of Golden Age that I really want to send. But I have moderns, but I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Chris, you got anything? You buy anything over?
So I actually picked these up. It took, God damn it, like I bought these Heritage auction. They did a big poster auction or alternate movie poster auction back like the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, and it legitimately took until like the weekend, this past weekend, for them to finally show up. Like, they took comfortably 21 days before they even decided to ship them out in the first place. So here, let me go. So just stuff to decorate the house and things that I'm a big fan of. So I'm going to turn off the blur so you can actually see this shit. So let's see. Settings. Turn off this blur. All right. So again, stuff to kind of decorate the house with. So we got some, little Akira action.
Are those others getting framed?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So again, more like just again, Akira was my introduction into the anime world, so I was like, definitely got to grab those. They went for reasonable money. So some vintage Mondo, since we were talking about Batman the animated series.
Oh, nice.
So grab this guy. This thing's huge. So,
yeah, it looks massive.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so it's a big one. So yeah, we got that guy. Try to drop it on the front floor. And now we get the big one. So we have this guy that I stumbled across. Like somebody posted about it on Instagram, and they sold out pretty much instantly. This isn't even the rarest of the set. They also had the more rare, like this is a 1 in 100 print. They had a 1 in 60 version of this. It's like a slightly different color hue to it. But I'm more of a purist, so I want my Gundam to be his actual appropriate colors. But it is, again, a massive poster, like full-on movie style, huge poster. And then last but not least, we have Halloween. And at the bottom, if I can tilt it properly and get it positioned, signed by John Carpenter.
Oh, sick, dude.
So, yeah, a little something to decorate the house with. Again, these will all get framed at some point. That's why they're all still in this little protective plastic, so I don't muck them up. But they are unwieldy bastards, I will say that.
Nice.
But yeah, so a little bit of stuff to decorate the house because, again, as you can see, my office is all these walls are bare. Unfortunately, anyone that I put up in here, you won't see anyway because they'll either go on that wall or that wall. So there'll still be nothing behind me.
I bought this too. Talk about big shit. I'm in the big shit boat too with you. Look at this fucking thing.
Oh, Jesus.
So it's a newspaper. So Carter, Mr. Carter, the lovely man he is. So Detective Dan Dunn is the first comic book that has original comic stories in it.
Oh, yeah.
That book goes for what, $3,000, right, Carter? The book.
Yeah, it's pretty damn expensive.
So this guy had a 1935 newspaper of the promo of the story in there. I got it for like $20 on eBay. I'm like, I don't know. I'll take the fucking $20. I got a free eBay gift card anyways, right? So I was like, whatever, man. So I'm in you. I gotta get it framed or do something with it so it doesn't get destroyed even more. But still, it's I think it's pretty cool. So.
Oh, I guess I have one comic book pickup. So this is
a
Razzie win off of one of the groups. So yeah, let me turn the damn So, yeah. So,
Sick, dude.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah. So won that off of $100 worth of Brazzy entries. So
Was that is that like a 2-hitter, 1-hitter?
One.
Nice.
So.
Cool. I'm looking at this heritage auction like you are. I'm looking at stuff that's in the low end and stuff. So,
I mean, there's stuff I should probably stay away from, but there is a Chamber of Chills 23 on there, 7.5 that's sparked my interest. So we'll see what happens when we get down to the. I think that one's for next week. It's not in this week's auction. I'm also just watching the Black Cat they have on there, the 9.4, just to see, kind of like to figure out where mine stands in the market at a 6.5.
mm-hmm. They have some other stuff I'm interested. We'll talk about it after we get off this, but it's interesting. So, all right, everybody. Carter, you got anything? I don't want to.
No, catch me later. Catch me
outside, dog.
I don't have anything on hand.
Cool. All right, everybody. Monday. We're not gonna do Tuesday, right? You gotta go to work on Tuesday, right?
I think everything's
okay.
gonna be
Yeah, nobody do. I guess you don't. So catch us back on Sunday on Carter's show. Back here Monday, and then Tuesday with Carter. So this is what we do. We talk to everybody later. Thanks, everybody. Go watch Raw. I'll repeat.